electric vehicles. In today's installment of Coins, Companies, and or Commodities, we have a good handful of companies here, such as the likes of Tesla. As you see in front of you, we have Nikola, Rivian, xpeng, Neo, and Bitcoin as well as usual. Lots going on here in the traditional world of finance sphere. Stick around till the end to not miss any of what's going on. Whole lot of technical analysis in today's video. We got some support, we got some resistance, and we got some buy and or sell suggestions in play that we will have to take into account. Starting off with Tesla here, in a bit of a different position than we last saw it in our previous Coins, Companies, and Commodities video. At the moment, resistance still overhead. Watch out for $900 there locally. Down below, $620 is support. $541 is going to be a more significant support level that we may perhaps anticipate continued interaction toward. We have that sell for in play ever since the beginning of November there. Watch out for that. Keep in mind for potential continued sideways and or downside price action as we trade toward this descending trend line. And so right now we are just waiting for kind of more bullish parameters to return for us to begin comfortably investing into Tesla. Whatever your allotted amount is you wish to invest into Tesla, you can break it down into these ratios. 20% can be invested in at support. At the moment, $541, as I mentioned. However, $619 may be a nice support level if we can continue to see bullish interaction with it over the coming weeks. At the moment, we are not eager to jump in at that level. We can invest 30% when we find ourselves interacting above this descending trend line. And we can invest 50% based on two of our chosen 3 Robo advisors entering a bullish state. At the moment, we have the Buy 4, Golden Cross, and Cloud Robos present here, and bullish confirmations were met technically all the way back in November of 2019, where investing into Tesla around the $71.68 level using EngineeringRobo allowed you to experience up to 1,646% in upside so far, and we have technically yet to see bearish confirmations. This is a different set of Robo advisors that we last had. This is a much more longer term sort of combination of Robos to consider. This sell for in play has been forecasting this sort of downside that has played out. Perhaps when the buy for returns, we can become more comfortably bullish on continued gains. If a second Robo advisor were to enter a bearish state, we would then have to heavily consider taking some profits and or getting out of the market with anticipation of continued downside. We always go with the flow, and we watch out for Robo. Watch out for the confirmations no matter the situation. Let me know down below your thoughts on Tesla, though. We've got the buy for Moon and Golden Cross interacting with Neo. Here it would appear potentially support down below at $13.80. Watch out for potential buying opportunities down at that level. You can invest 20% at that support level at the moment unless resistance has been confirmed. Watch out overhead for this descending trend line here as some resistance waiting for us. Also, horizontal level $32.20 is waiting to potentially give us a hard time. And $54.77 will be the strongest resistance waiting for us if we do continue any sort of upward moves. Bearish Robos in play here technically, looking all the way back in March of 2021, we have been saved from a crippling 66% in downside that has occurred, and we are patiently waiting for the return of bullish confirmations here. Once 2 of our chosen 3 Robo advisors enter a bullish state, we can invest that 50% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio, and perhaps anticipate 1,122% in upside, similar to previous bullish confirmations met back in June of 2020. As we mentioned, we've been saved from over 60% in downside recently. Previous bearish Robos back in 2019 saved us from over 76% in downside during that instance. So we just have to go with the flow of the confirmations during this fear-filled sideways situation. Invest 20% at support, 30% when we are above this descending trend line, and 50% when EngineeringRobo returns bullish. Looking at Lucid, we have the buy for Golden Cross and Cloud Robos present. Currently bearish parameters have been met here technically ever since two of our chosen three Robos became bearish around the beginning of April of 2022, and we've been saved from a crippling 37% in downside that has occurred. We are patiently waiting for the return of bullish parameters here. So at the moment, support is present for us at $17.11. Hopefully we can hold it, though this swing low made on the throughout the 9th of May sort of weekly candle there, we interacted with $13.25. So that is slightly less than ideal. $17 will be the level we are looking for, continued bullish support found off of. But so that is the level we are looking to hopefully hold above, but if not, we will, act accordingly. Resistance overhead potentially $27.99 here has suggested that price action could, bounce up and down kind of between it here, getting slapped kind of in a sideways manner before we potentially anticipate a break upward. $52.94 will be resistance waiting for us if we were to recover. We can invest that 20% support-based investment ratio at $17.11 once, continued bullish interactions have occurred. We can invest 30% when we find ourselves above this solid descending trend line, in my opinion, though we have visualized like a mini downtrend here in play with this dashed descending trend line. We may see a move upward if we can find ourselves above it. But like I said, I would like to see interaction with this solid descending trend line, though, to more comfortably and confidently invest that 30% descending trend line investment ratio. And finally, that remaining 50% can be invested when two of our chosen three Robo advisors return to a bullish state. We have xpeng trading sideways here between a range, interacting with potential support present near $17.98. We have a key level $25 visualized here, interacting with us near current prices. We are hopefully, going to find ourselves above it, and we can then interact with it as support for a extended period of time. But then we can consider investing that 20% support-based investment ratio. $37 overhead is waiting to potentially give us a hard time, and $56.08 is the strongest resistance level waiting for us in any sort of continued upside that may occur. At the moment, bearish Robos in play have saved us from 43% in downside after they were confirmed back in January of this year. We are just waiting for the return of bullish parameters met back in June of last year, where we did experience 24% in upside before bearish Robos returned. We have another instance of bearish parameters met back in December of 2020 that saved us from yet another 45% correction. So we're just going with the flow of Robo here during times of extreme fear. Hopefully we can find ourselves above this $25 kind of horizontal psychological level here of significance. Currently, it is technically resistance until we can have weekly candles open and close above it. We can invest 20% at support once that has been solidified, 30% when we find ourselves above this solid descending trend line, in my opinion. We can potentially visualize sort of a similar one to that dashed one if we were to do something like this. Perhaps this move upward may play out and we can find ourselves above $25 if weekly candles can open and close above this dashed descending trend line. That it would be a higher risk confirmation to invest that 30% descending trend line investment ratio. So do that at your own risk. I would like further interaction with my solid descending trend line to be more comfortable and confident with that 30% investment ratio. Now we have Nikola in a bit of a downtrend here. It would appear, sadly, bearish parameters met all the way back in July of 2020 have saved us from 83% in downside that has followed, though anyone who hasn't listened to EngineeringRobo has lost 83% of their investment. You were able to experience 477% in upside investing into Nikola with bullish Robo advisors confirmed in May of 2020. And so right now with bearish Robos in play, we just have to patiently wait for the return of bullish Robos to say, hey, at the moment, watch out for continued interaction with $6.59. That is going to be the level we are hoping to find ourselves above and find some further confirmations of as support. Technically, it is resistance at the moment. Down below, we have $4.82 waiting for us in any sort of continued downside. $9.54 overhead is going to be the most significant level waiting for us as currently technically resistance. This downtrend in play as well will also be giving us a hard time in any sort of continued sideways price action that may play out. Hopefully we can find ourselves above it and make our way back toward resistance near 950. So we can invest 20% at support once that has been further solidified, 30% when we find ourselves above this descending trend line, and 50% when two of our chosen three Robos return to a bullish state. And Bitcoin here, it would appear returning to this potential support level, interacting with local resistance forming overhead at the moment. $31,000 is giving us a hard time as well. Watch out for $34,000 overhead if we do continue any sort of moves upward, but we really will have to keep in mind potentially now resistance between 31,000 and 32,000. $28,422 down below is at the moment support. Hopefully we can continue to find support off of it, though we actually do anticipate interaction to as low as $20,000 per Bitcoin based on some interactions with the soon to be revealed fear zone here. Some sideways may play out until the end of the year, but we go with the flow of crypto. I mean, watch out for Robo. And we need some more bullish confirmations to return for us to begin more comfortably jumping back into Bitcoin. That early bird in play has allowed you to capitalize on some of these upward moves that have occurred. We've seen, a couple 10% kind of moves upward since that early bird confirmation. If we get a second bullish Robo, we could invest that 50% EngineeringRobo based investment ratio and perhaps anticipate some more, bullish price action moving forward. Sadly, sideways and or downside may need to continue before we can return to previous all-time highs and then some. Accumulate here during times of extreme fear. Go, oh no, take profit when there's FOMO. Listen to Robo when we go with the flow yo here in crypto. Lots going on, interacting with the fear zone here for the third time. We are anticipating that 45%, in downside that may occur based on these two previous fear zone interactions. And I have hypothesized several months of sideways that would potentially correlate with 2018, 2019 type price action. Entering the fear zone here, we do anticipate making our way to that FOMO zone, suggesting that $189,000 per Bitcoin is a far more reasonable market top. We may trade up into the FOMO zone for a period of weeks to months, though once we are in that range, you can more comfortably and confidently consider taking profit and capitalize on some upside, because once we enter the FOMO zone, we do anticipate exiting the FOMO zone and then returning to the fear zone whenever that may be. So right now, I use this as a very bullish buying opportunity. Watch out for continued downside and better buying opportunities here for Bitcoin. In my opinion, I find it very difficult to be bearish on the space, and I very much anticipate a six-figure Bitcoin to reveal itself perhaps much sooner than many expect, though only when it is ready, not a moment sooner. Let me know down below your thoughts on the current market conditions, whether it be crypto or the traditional world of finance. Thank you so much for hearing my analysis, and tune in for the next one.